Hey Mos, it's me, your girl Riley. So I'm back here with r/prorevenge. This is my first one in the series of r/prorevenge. And so yeah, sorry to smoke. I'm thirsty lately. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a glass of milk. So this is what it comes to. So yeah. So let's get right into this. Oh. My shoulder hurts so much. It's annoying. I'll figure out what's wrong with it later. Okay, this one's pretty cool. It says, my teacher flooded his neighbor's house with sewage so his house wouldn't be flooded with sewage. So this is a story my carpentry teacher told us the other day. So my teacher lives in a 3-story house, not including the basement, and up the street is some condos. In one of the condos is a family of children. One day, my teacher's wife goes to the basement to do laundry. She smelled dirty diapers. I guess dirty diapers has a distinct smell. She recognized this isn't normal and called my teacher, explaining that it smelled like dirty diapers. Their kids are all grown up, and obviously it wouldn't come from them. My teacher thought about it and speculated someone up the street was flushing dirty diapers on the toilet. He said to his wife, "Don't flush the toilet, don't use the washer, don't use the sink." He proceeds to call the person that put in the sewer system of his house. Their friend was willing to help them out. What the guy told him to do was plug every drain in his house with some sort of drain plug they saw at Home Improvement. What was that? Improvement stores. For some kind of reason, he even had to take his toilets off and plug the drain on them, except for his third floor. Wait for it. Once he did that, according to his friend's instructions, go to the 3rd floor, flush every toilet. And he said when he did this, it was so clogged up, and the pipes, water started coming from the drain of the bathroom, and he had to plug it up. Nothing was happening until he heard a giant whoosh sound in his pipes. A couple minutes later, fire trucks were showing up to the condos up the street, and he knew it worked. The reason why this happened was since his dumbass neighbors were flushing diapers down the toilet. The way the sewer system works is it goes down a stream of elevation. So coming from the condos on the street, and it comes off at an intersection and goes to his house. The diapers were caught at that intersection, actually were going to his house. Just the pipes, luckily, unless they didn't want to take the right action. So by plugging all the drains except the 3rd floor, the liquid would need more pressure to travel up to the 3rd floor, or by flushing all the toilets and introducing a lot of pressure into the system because it's at a higher elevation on the 3rd floor. It shot all of the clogged up sewage back upstream, even though it's going upstream at pressure. All his drains were plugged, including the sewer system going down the street. So it's only one way to go: to the neighbor's house and into their house. And that's why you don't flush diapers on the toilet. The experiment actually don't flush anything other than it should go down there. Your house should just be covered shit next time because your neighbors knows what he saw she's doing. I like that one. Racist boss harassed Puerto Rican employees and broke labor laws, ended up getting deported. Ooh. I worked at a fairly known restaurant in a small northern New England city as an assistant manager. The owners were very successful restaurant owners with several successful non-chain establishments. Spent maybe a day or two a month in their location. The rest of the time there was a general manager in charge. We'll call her Jan. Jan was about as type A as they come. She was a middle-aged woman. Jesus, it's cold. I'm sorry, I'm stopping it. It's cold. Jesus Christ. I'm cold. I'm gonna be like, give me a sec. I'm extra. This is a blanket, my blanket that I always sleep with. I'd run upstairs and get art. Sorry, I'm a bit extra. Jan was about type A as they come. She was a middle-aged woman, but beautiful and petite. And she always looked put together and print. Once again, my cat ruined. Gonna leave? Thank you. Okay, everyone, I'd like to introduce my, I think you guys always see my third cat. This is Turtle. He's so cute. Alright, now I'll go look at my cup. My cup had milk in it, so. Alright. You better not go in that back room. You know better. Sorry for so many intrusion. Turtle. Turtle. I swear to God, Turtle. It's way colder in there. Whatever. Alright. Jen had always started with the owners a decade earlier in their first restaurant as a server, and had worked her way up to general manager over the years. At first I thought she had extremely high standards, which I respected. I have high standards as well and take pride in my work. I had My hair's messy. I had been impressed by how the kitchens were spotless. The staff was, she's back, was immaculate, like run a white gloved hand under the back of, no, Turtle, how many times do I have to tell you no? Go over here. Good girl. My gosh, she keeps trying to stand right in front of the camera, and I'm like, Turtle, no. like run down a white glove hand underneath the back of the oven. It comes out white, kind of clean. And the food was always top quality. I had frequently been a customer and was thrilled that I got a job there. I had been in the business for a decade, and that restaurant was the place in our area. I was excited. Unfortunately, I quickly learned why everything was so shiny and perfect. Jan was a giant. She was the kind of boss who soured the mood of the entire staff like a storm cloud hovering over us that never went away. Nothing was ever good enough, and the standards changed from day to day. On a good day, she would shut herself up in the office and then leave early. Good days were very rare, and turn bad days at the drop of a dime. On bad days, you couldn't be perfect enough, and she would come up with new rules and regulations just to punish people. If a host called out sick, they were literal children. She would berate them on the phone and make them cry. If a cook made a mistake on a plate, she'd humiliate them in front of the staff, accuse them of doing this on purpose, and then give us all the silent treatment for hours after. Seriously. If someone cashes out was off, even by a few cents, you would accuse them of theft and force me to cut down their hours. I have a feeling that I was most likely spared her awful behavior, though I had to hear about her treatment for myself almost every day. All this run of them, bad boss stuff, until it came time for a yearly staff evaluation. This is where Rule enters the story. I'm trying to fix this. Hey, there we go. I'm sorry. Alright. Rule was a hard-working dishwasher who had moved to our state from Puerto Rico a few years earlier, and spoke English with some difficulty. Whenever I had to go over with anything official with him, we would have a co-worker translate between us to be sure we were both communicating clearly. Jan refused this courtesy to Rule. This made his evaluation pretty difficult. Rule managed to communicate to us that due to recent cuts in his hours, he would be forced to get a second job to pay the bills. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Something about this set Jan off. She told him that she would fire him if he dared. I could see plainly on the intake paperwork in front of me that Rule had been hired with the understanding that it'd be a full-time position, so I pointed that out. Jan was furious, but agreed through gritted teeth that if Rule agreed not to get a second job, she would bump up his hours to at least 35 hours a week. It was stated clear as day and undocumented in my daily manager logbook. Work went on as usual after that, and I didn't think much of this meeting for another few months. Another time, a while later, while filing out information for tax returns, Jen called me into office. I could tell as she pulled the tiny room apart, looking for something. All the information about our Puerto Rican employee is gone. She told me with a mixture of panic and suspicion. I looked at the files in question. They all seemed to be in order. I was confused and told her I couldn't help. A few minutes later, I walked back to my office to find her arguing with Rosa, our most talented chef and Puerto Rican native. Rosa was perfectly fluent in English. No, Rosa, Jane was speaking to Rosa as though she were hard of hearing or mentally so. Where is your green card? What are you talking about? Rosa was confused. Are you an illegal or something? Is that why one of you broke in here to hide that proof? Jan wasn't yelling, but her eyes were cold and flashing with rage. What? Rosa was starting to get angry now. It suddenly clicked, so I interrupted. Jan, you do realize that Puerto Rico is a United States territory, right? Of course I know that. So you know that Rosa has a social security number like any other American native. Oh, right. Never mind, Rosa. You can go back to work. Jan did not apologize for accusing Rosa of theft. I was so done with that place after that. I would be too. Oh, I'm not even in. I'm just gonna leave this. There we go. I'm like, the camera's like tilted. I'm like, Jan did all kinds of little things like that and never apologized. I had already gotten a job offer for a place closer to my house when the final straw came. I was the closing manager one day and got in just before the dinner rush to see Rule storming out the back door. He didn't speak much English, but his F&B was very clear. Jan had lied about raising his hours to 30 per week, so Rule had gotten the second job he talked about when Jan found out she fired him, but not before saying something about how all you illegals are the same. She was really fixated on these American citizens being illegal aliens for some reason. By this point, I effing hated this woman too. She once told me the clothing made me look poor in front of the whole staff. I was wearing what she made me wear. Meanwhile, she wore open-toed shoes behind the line, which is against health codes, and once her fake nail fell into our coastline, she wouldn't let anyone toss it out after she retrieved. This is just the tip of the iceberg. But I have a life to live. Since I knew I'd be leaving soon anyway, I told Rule he should go after our boss for wrong termination, since I had documented proof with Jan's signature that he'd been promised more hours and that Jan broken that agreement, not Rule. The last time I saw Jan was on my way out of Rule's office after giving a deposition of several labor laws she had violated. At least the one I knew about. Apparently there were many more she'd broken in front of other employees. She couldn't even look at me in the eye. The best part, at my deposition, I learned that Jan was actually the one who was illegal in the country. Her green card had recently expired. She was Canadian. She ended up being sent back to Canada as a result of this case, and no one has heard of her since. Rule was granted 6 months of unemployment pay, plus the restaurant had to pay his legal fees. They closed the location not long after. Maybe they could hire the managers more carefully next time. Jan, if you're reading this, I hope you got your stuff together. I also hope you learned to wear closed-toed shoes behind the line. Anyone end up a huge, gigantic gigantic F up due to your own at least I'm sorry, I can't really speak right now. Like, my pronunciations of words right now are like terrible. I'm sorry. Oh, dude, it's been 20 minutes. Y'all, I think I need to head to bed. It's really, really cold over here. That's why I have my blanket. And I want to be laying on my own bed. I ain't like laying on the cold floor. Which again is why I have a blanket. It's still cold. And I'm sitting right next to a heater too. But yeah. I want to hit at least 10 subscribers. I really want to go up. Please share to all your friends and family. And yeah. Also, guys, check out my emo vlogs. Please check my vlog channel out. I post there a lot. I actually think I post here more often than I do there. But there's a lot of stuff in my life that I like to get on camera. Woo! She scared me. Oh my god. My cat just scared me. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go get myself another glass of milk. So, read more Reddit. And, yeah. Also, I'm sorry for any distractions. I know. Me getting the blanket, my cat jumping in front of the camera twice. So yeah, I'm very sorry about that. Also, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and also if you guys are subscribed but you have not, comment down below so that you did so. Please comment down below, and I will shout you all out. Alright? Peace.